These are all things I have in my home, and they're mostly useful things. I use this to get to work, and these are for research, passing the time on the train, oftentimes finding a new monologue that no one has ever done before. And trust me, that last one is harder than you might think. I use these to make music, and this to do my work. However, they're still just things. I mean, I could take the train to work, I could use another band's music to entertain myself and not make my own music. I could get rid of all of these things and still be okay. When I moved to Chicago, I had a mattress and a TV. I didn't have that much stuff, This stuff, that's all it is pretty useless when it comes to big ideas. I can't power my home on any of it. I can't cure cancer by playing some notes on a guitar. I am, however, passing the time. I'm paint to pass the time. I play music to pass the time. I have what most people call hobbies. I have tons of hobbies. My grandfather called it tinkering. I get it from him, that desire to know how things work, how the world functions. It's innate to us, was for him. I miss you. Now, I've always wondered, do these things you own you? Or do they shape who you are? Is it an amalgamation of shit you've accumulated over your years on the planet? Does this stuff define who I am? Or is it just merely a lot of things I've assorted over the years because of what I've chosen to fill my time with? I think it's the latter, but for others it could be the former. Let's take this painting. This was done for a Valentine's Day activity. It was fun. It's definitely not a good painting. I like it because it was something we did together. And it reminds us, every time we look at it, that supremely cold day in February where we got our hands messy. I can look at that and remember, I wasn't always the best person, but through her, I've made it this far and I'm better for it. I like it. Now, this piece is a piece of art I had seen a long time ago, and it was taken from this screenshot of Tom Selleck. I had it put on a guitar amp when I played in a band, and, I thought that we were the best thing around that area. And then I had to go and move to Chicago, where I'm an actor and a singer-songwriter up here, so yay for life choices. I do miss playing music with those guys. It was fun. When I see it, I'm reminded of the struggle I had between wanting to move and start a new life and wanting to play music for the rest of my life and staying in the same town I had been born in. Change can be a good thing. It's really hard, and sometimes relations get lost when things change, but change is good. Now, this may be the biggest of them all. It's a defining characteristic, music. I've had loads of conversations in which I've mentioned a band, and because I said I like them, the other person shut me out. It's a terrible thing. I try not to do that anymore. We're all hardwired to debate which is better. Kanye or Jay-Z, Snoop or Eminem, Taylor Swift or Adele. I can answer all of these, but what I think might not be what you think. But for real though, Adele is the best. I love music. And I'm constantly trying to find more music to listen to. As a musician, it's something I'm really passionate about, and being open to new and different types of music is what I think is important in my life. Since I started playing music as a kid, I had been really opinionated about what type of music people should be listening to, but after years and years of conversations in which I would shut people out because of what they listened to, I started getting more and more depressed. I found out it's because of this us versus them factor, something that has really come up in this latest election cycle. It's a terrifying principle. So when I think on these CDs, of which I can't even play anymore because I don't own a CD player, so it's really silly for me to own them, but I do, they make me think of how many types of music are out there, and how I only really own 1/1000th of what's out there, 1/1 billionth of what's out there. The world is a huge place, like really, really big. So And so I've come to this conclusion about these things I own, where I can look at this phrase, I don't really believe it. I think it's time to take this type of thinking, this kind of thought process, and update it. We have our trinkets, we have our hobbies, we have our furniture and our clothes because they're part of who we are. And I don't think that means those things own you. We're not slaves to those things. They're just things. And we get them because we like them. They tell a story. I like walking into someone's house and knowing exactly what they like, what type of person they are. They tell a story of you, a story of how you came to be. You know what? I love stories. So tell me yours. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Go ahead and share this video around with your friends. Spread the word. We like making these videos. We have a love of all forms of art and storytelling, and we want to share our thoughts and videos with everyone. If you like this video, you should click like, and while you're down there, go ahead and click subscribe. Yeah, I see you. Go ahead. Just click. Go ahead. Click it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.